social media ranting and raving post at 2 a.m. And the class is like, great, let me do it. Let me try to, like, Ben, what a perfect formula. I mean, when Donald Trump is dealing with Xi Jinping of China, Vladimir Putin of Russia, or whoever, and Donald Trump's tactic is to go on Truth Social and post in all caps with exclamation points and random words being capitalized, it conveys the utter stupidity of this all. And then, when Donald Trump, lies to the American people and says, look, I'm having these conversations with Xi Jinping. We're talking and we're moving the conversations forward. And then Xi Jinping has the foreign minister of China say fake news. We're having no such conversations, nor will we agree to have conversations unless and until the unilateral tariffs against China are removed. You have to unwind what you created, then we'll talk. All Donald Trump is doing is manipulating our markets here, which may be the outcome of this, because our markets here are now a Trump meme coin, right? That's what they look like. Trump says something, the markets go up, believing, again, the fraud that Donald Trump's saying. Trump is a criminal. Trump is a felon.
Are those the same coins, by the way, Ben, that he handed out to the wounded veterans, allowing them to pick and choose which ones?
Coin.
You get a black coin, you get a red coin, and anybody else want a different color coin? We got all different color coins.
When he was speaking to those veterans in the room, the wounded veterans who had lost their legs in war in Kandahar, and Trump said, you got hit or something? Hit you good?
Yeah,
hit you good?
Really,
he goes, it hit you good? Oh, good. Got it. And then he's like, you want a coin? He's like, the veterans, they like the black one. That's how he said it. The black one. Do you want the black one? And then so the wounded veteran who doesn't have his legs is like, yeah, I'll take the black one. And then Donald Trump looks at the camera as though it's the worst episode of The Apprentice. And he's like, he likes the black one. He liked the black one, and I'm watching this, Cohen, and I'm thinking to myself, y'all, this ain't normal.
Why were you not thinking? What the hell is Michael screaming at the television about now?
I'm watching this defraud the markets, saying that there are conversations that are not happening, which Wall Street's responding to, Cohen, and pretending that these things are moving in the right direction. When if we use actual science, facts, data, we can look at freight, right? We can see the fact that there are empty vessels or vessels not coming to shore. We can see by tracking the trucking data that trucking volumes are plummeting. So we know where this is going. But of course I talked to China. And China's like, nope, haven't talked to them. And then our markets are like, maybe he talked to them. It's like, don't you all realize where this goes? While then Trump has wounded veterans who no longer have their legs because they've heroically sacrificed themselves. And he's like, you want the black one? And while that's going on, you have Donald Trump signing executive orders in the Oval Office to ban diversity, equity, and inclusion in universities. And he's like, I think a quote was like, we've been in that jungle already. We've been saying the most horrific,
you guys know what that's like. You know what it's like down that jungle. I mean, this is a real battle. This is a real battle. What are you battling over? Whether you're taking Econ 1 or Econ 2, and whether or not your class is going to be all white Southern Christian nationalists, or it's going to have some diversity into it. This whole thing, if this wasn't reality, this would actually be one of the funniest skits that the writers of Saturday Night Live could actually make up. I mean, you're talking about giving wounded soldiers. I'll tell you what, why don't you keep your fucking coins, and why don't you rehire the 80,000 plus people that you just fired? that you had Elon Musk and this Doji bullshit fire that are going to provide services for these wounded vets, whether it's physical wound or emotional wounds. How about start with that? I mean, it's so ridiculous what we're going through. And I have a hard time believing that this is actually what's going on in the sacred grounds of the Oval Office. I'm almost mortified the fact that the media covers this stupid shit. And then the worst is that the rest of the country, Ben, they're watching. Our adversaries are laughing. Our allies are horrified. And the American people are sitting there and saying, what the fuck?
You know, you have Governor Walz from Minnesota giving the State of the State address in Minnesota. And I want to, before even showing Trump clips, let me just show you. Yeah, Jeremy, we'll play that one first, then we'll do the next one after. Let's take a look at what Governor Walz had to say, because this could have been one of the leaders right now in this moment, and we would not be in this. Like if we literally picked a caring, compassionate person who was focused like he was or is in Minnesota on helping people and using government to uplift people and to provide resources to people, but also be good for the business community and listen to people, we'd be in a much different situation now. Here, play this clip of Governor Walz.
And on an hour-by-hour, day-by-day basis, the President of the United States has chosen to throw our economy into turmoil. Global markets are teetering on the brink of collapse. Businesses across this country and here in Minnesota are already laying off employees by the thousands. Working people are paying more for basic goods, and if you haven't checked your 401k lately, don't do it. So let's be very clear. None of this had to happen. When the president took office 3 months ago, there was no reason to throw a wrench in the works and destroy decades of work. But if you listen to anything that comes out of his mouth, one thing has become clear. He's just plain confused about how the world really works for working people. We're talking about a guy that slapped a 10% tariff on an island populated only by penguins. It'd be funny as hell if it wasn't true and stupid. It makes no sense to anyone. That isn't servant leadership. It's not any kind of leadership. It's small, it's weak, and it's petty. It takes the awesome power of the federal government and turns it into a crude weapon, wielded by a man who wants to be king. As governor, I will continue to do everything in my power to protect Minnesotans from getting hurt and continue to provide shelter from the storm for Minnesotans.
Here's another clip of Governor Walz from that State of the State address. Let's play the other clip, Remy.
This budget was not written to please everyone. It was written to bring everyone to the table. And when we get there, we're going to have disagreements, no doubt. My progressive friends might have wished we were cutting a little less. My conservative friends might wish we were cutting a little bit more. My wife wishes that I would take the pay raise that was offered, but I turn it down. But this is how government's supposed to work. It's not supposed to be one old man sitting in the Oval Office sending out middle-of-the-night tweets that shot markets into freefall. It's not supposed to be a bunch of 20-somethings unelected showing up at federal agencies and firing everyone. It's not supposed to be chaos and destruction. It's supposed to be good people elected by their neighbors with differing opinions coming together to negotiate in good faith.
Wow.
You know,
right? I mean,
Ben, let me say something for a quick sec. Stay with me on this because I'm not 100% certain that you're being fair to Trump. Okay? The Penguins have been fucking with this country forever. Okay? Ben, don't laugh about it. The Penguins have taken advantage of our country and Trump has had enough. But while all this is going on, with all of this chaos and everybody wants to attack him and say Donald bad this, Donald bad that. He didn't give kids chocolate eggs for the Easter egg roll. No, he used real eggs, 30,000 of them at $58 to $60 a dozen.